Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 22 with Hull. And where we left off, we'd just finished this first season, half season in charge of Hull. And we had a fairly successful run. I think we came 7th or 8th, which was really impressive for being in the relegation zone when we first started. So we were happy with that. And then we've now gone away and we've done a load of transfers to try and build our Hull City club. Not the one that we were looking after last season, the one that we had to make do with, but the one that we want to build to make an absolute giant and become a Premier League side. So we've done a lot of transfers. Let's have a look. So let's start off with end of last season. We have signed, where are they? All of these players. So my first signing was a bit of a dud. He was like 40% scouted and it was saying three stars. He's only 1.5 stars. 24-year-old English, can play anywhere along the attacking mid area, can play up front, maybe in the left mid area. He's emergency backup. Hakeem Sander, not really that great. I probably jumped the gun a little bit with this signing and probably shouldn't have done it, but you live and learn. From now on, we did better though. We then brought in Reece Dooley, who's a left back and centre back, and if we have a look at his reports, potential to be up to 3.5 star. He's 1.5 at the moment. We did loan him out to Maidstone this season, so we brought him in, loaned him out. He's going to get experience and he's going to develop as a player for us and hopefully become first team in the next few years. We then brought in Richard O'Hanlon on a free as well. 23-year-old centre-back. He's nearly, I was going to say nearly the best centre-back at the club, but if you look, all of our centre-backs are very similar level, but all of them also have really high potential as well. So Richard O'Hanlon is coming in as our first choice centre-back alongside Feeney, and then Terrace can go on the right, but we'll talk about that later. And then we've got Nolan, who we signed as a right-back from Arsenal. He was released. He's a 2-star at, how old is he? He's only 18, he's already a 2-star. His potential is insane. He is going to be a fantastic player. Let's just put it that way. I'm not sure why they released him. He looks fairly decent to me. So James Nolan is in our under-23s for this season. He'll, if he starts to perform well, might come forward, or if we need cover. But at the moment, he's just a young one looking for the future. Brian McKinney is a central midfielder, deep line playmaker who has, again, quite high potential and looks fairly good. Just, again, another young one that we're going to have in our... I mean, he's actually... Is he... Yeah, he's under 23s. He's going to sit in our under 23s for a season. We'll see how he plays and see if we want to keep hold of him. And then we also brought in, for money, 11 grand, we brought in Daniel Camus. 21-year-old left mid. Not great potential. Again, I didn't scout him enough when I first went for it. But I think for 11 grand, we could definitely sell him on for a profit at the end of the season if needed be. It needs be. But we also might try and loan him out this season as well. We'll see. Nothing has happened with him yet. And then the deal of the century. Well, for me anyway. We brought in Sheldon Vince-Krause. We used to manage him for Kings Lynn. He came and scored the last goal to win us the FA trophy. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to put faith in him. I'm going to drop 3 mil on him, which actually I don't think is that bad, 3 mil for him, because he's actually valued a lot higher than 3. That was the low end of his valuation. He can play as a sort of deep lying forward or as an attacking mid. We're probably playing him as deep lying forward. We know he can score goals. We know he's got some quite good pace on him and that. I just think he was a no-brainer signing. He's still only 23. He's still got room for development, as you can see, as up to a 4-star. I just think he's a pretty decent signing for us. They're the people we brought in before the end of the season. People we got rid of before the end of the season. 3 of them. Ruben Colwill. Now, he was really good for us last season. He played 36 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. He played pretty well. It was his first season for us. Then The Azerbaijan team Karbag came with an 8.5 million offer, and the board accepted it for me, and they said they can't turn down such a good offer, and he's gone. So that was a little bit frustrating that it was kind of taken out of my hands. So Ruben Colwill is gone. You will see why that's not so much of a problem in a minute, but one of our attacking midfield players is gone, and he was decent, so a bit annoyed that he had to go. We then had Scott Taylor. We've loaned him out. He looks like a fairly decent player, and he's got good potential, but we just need to get him some experience, so that's kind of a no-brainer to loan him out. Ryan Gray, goalkeeper, again, looking pretty good with the stats. Really, really high potential for a goalkeeper. I think the highest potential in the whole club, actually. Yeah. So he is out on loan at the moment with Woking to see if we can get him a little bit of experience, see him train up. So that's everything that happened before we went into the new season. Now into the new season, you'll see a lot of sales going on, or loans at least. And a few purchases, and only 1.3, and then including Vince Krause, that's 3 million, that's 4.3 million spent on new players, and I think we've done pretty well with this. So let's have a look. We've got Mohamed Lee, Spanish 22-year-old. We signed him from Man United. He was let go. He was a youngster who was let go. Absolutely insane. He's already a 4-star attacking mid, and we play him as an advanced playmaker. Really good stats, looking like he's going to be a really decent player. We got him on a free, or did we get him on a free? Am I talking rubbish? No, we paid 210 grand for this guy, and he's already worth 7 mil, so he's definitely one to watch out for. Also, potential is nearly 5-star, so like he's going to be our go-to guy. He's going to be amazing. He makes Aaron Ramsey not look as good, which is pretty impressive because he was smashing in the goals and doing great for us last season. So he's probably our best purchase of the season so far. If you actually, you know what, Vince Krause has my heart. Vince Krause wins that, but he's probably going to be the better player. Galassi, we signed him on a free a while ago in the last season, and he's finally made his move over. He's got quite high potential as well. We're just going to leave him in the under 23s to kind of develop before, because he's 2-star. To be fair, it's not bad, but he's not quite. We need him up to a 3-star standard before we can consider playing him. We then also signed Kenneth Taylor on a free, which I think is a very nice bit of business. So he was playing for Middlesbrough, but he signed from Ajax, so that's where he plays in real life at the moment, and he's a pretty decent player. Plays in midfield, anywhere along the midfield line, can play in defence, can play defensive mid, anywhere in the attacking mid roles. He's a player that can just play anywhere, and he's got experience in quite high level football. 27 years old, we've got a few years in him. Paid nothing for him, he's worth 4 mil already. He's got potential to get even better. I think he's a really good signing for us as well. But you'll notice that we're signing a lot of midfielders. I have the issue of too many good midfielders at the moment, so I'll go through that after we've gone through all the transfers. We then signed Luca Gunter, young goalkeeper who's already at quite a good standard 2-star. Not as high potential as I thought he would be, but he is English young goalkeeper who can improve. I think that's probably a good person to try and just get more out of and see if we can get him to be a fairly decent backup keeper, because Portuguese guy we signed before isn't great. Then we also signed James Trafford, 26-year-old keeper, a lot better 3-star. Potential as well is 3.5-star. Looks like he's going to be good. The reason we're signing keepers is you'll see Dylan Phillips had an offer come in for him. He's 34 anyway, so he's getting on. But they offered 2.6 mil, Crystal Palace in the Premier League. And I was like, he said he wanted to go. I couldn't stop him. So we needed to find a replacement keeper. The only keeper we had at the time was Menez. Menez? Yeah, Menez. 20-year-old Portuguese keeper. He's going to be fantastic. Trust me, he's going to be an absolute belter of a keeper in the future. At the moment, he's not quite there, and we needed a replacement for him. I originally brought in Gunter because I couldn't bring in the guy I wanted. He signed for someone else, but Trafford was someone that my director of football suggested, and we'll just have to see how he goes. We'll have to see how he does this season. I'll call him Old Trafford. Get it? Yeah, it's great. So we overall we only spent 800 grand on 2 goalkeepers. That's not bad going if they're good goalkeepers, that is. And then we also brought in Daniel Adrade. I think it's Adrade or Adrad, who's a left back, centre back, Portuguese, 22, and has got bags of potential as well. He's actually playing in our first team. He's going to be under rotation for our defence. So I felt like we just needed that extra player to cover our defence. On to people who left. Shane Healy, who I said in the last video might be featuring more often. He didn't want to sign a new contract with us for some reason, and he went off to Finn's Harps in the Irish Premier Division. So all the best to him. Got 3 goals in 6 appearances. That's not too shabby. I don't think he has massive potential anyway. He probably wouldn't have made much of an impact this season, so I suppose it was best to let him go. Shame we couldn't have made any money off him though. Mark Ferguson's a bit of a frustrating one. 2.5 star at 21-year-old defender who could have got a lot better, and he again didn't want to sign a new contract with us. I didn't really give a reason. It was just, I don't want to sign a new contract with you. And then Paris FC came in with a contract offer and he said yes. So interesting, he went abroad as well. He went over to France to play for Paris FC, but all the best to him as well. We loaned out Couchman, who's been playing for England under 19s in the whatever competition it is, and played really well. He got a lot of really high results, so he's definitely one to watch out for in the future. When he reaches his full potential, he's going to be a superstar. So we just need to keep hold of him, keep him loaning out to get his experience up, and then we'll probably next season have him in the first team. Not first team, probably sub for that we bring on and give him some game time, and then a season after that would be first team. That's the plan anyway. Oscar Riascos. Now, I'm not going to lie, I accidentally sold this guy. He's alright. He's not fantastic, but he has quite high potential. And I thought it was a loan, and it was actually an offer for 750 grand. And I just accepted it like, yeah, okay, we'll loan him out. And unfortunately, Barnsley got hold of him. He's not going to be a massive loss, but he is one of the young'uns that they did question why I sold him when I did. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't mean to. So yeah, he's gone. Then we've loaned out a load of young'uns, you'll see, and Wilkes, who is still unhappy and wants to leave, but no one can afford his wages or his his cost. It was 5 million, it's now 4.3. So I've sent him out on loan to AFC Wimbledon, just so he's not making the rest of the squad unhappy with his unhappiness. We've got a lot of defenders here that we've let out on loan. So we've got Norval, I think it's Norval, who again is going to be a good defender in a couple of years, but just need to get some experience. Diaz, same deal. He's gone off on loan. Etienne, I think it's Etienne, is another defender. We've got a lot of young defenders who are going to be good. Dooley, we've already gone through. He's gone out on loan. And then Robert Matthews, who's another so close to first team level, I feel. But one season with Newport might give him that extra experience and make him a better player, because he's only a 2-star ability at the moment. We also have sold Bobby Carroll, because we had too many midfielders. An offer for 1.7 mil came in. He's a 27-year-old. I've got some younger players who I'm building up. I don't think he'll get the game time that he wants, so I thought, off you go to Millwall. It's a bit annoying that he's now valued at 6 mil, flipping heck. But, you know, he wasn't quite up to scratch. I think Kenneth Taylor, the guy I brought in from who plays for Ajax at the moment, is definitely a better player than him, so I would much rather give Taylor time than Carroll. We also sold Lee Buchanan for, again, another player which I sold for not that much, and it's now 6 million, so that's a bit annoying. But again, I don't think he will get as much game time. He probably would have got some, but the offer came in and he said he wanted to go. Got about 425 grand for him, so not loads of money, but it will do. And then finally, Johnny Bowman, who is a young right mid who I actually brought into the first team because he might be able to fill that gap. But an offer came in from Blackpool to loan him out for the season. He said he wanted to go. So again, if you stand in the way of players, that usually is a problem. So I was like, okay, off you go. Happy with that. So that's all of the transfers we've done, and the new look team is this so far. So actually, looking at this team, it's not this, because Simmons is definitely better than Taylor, so Taylor will go on the bench for now. Bonucci, I think, is actually a better option in this deep lying forward role, but I want to give Vince Krause a little time. Bonucci's been training and playing really well. He's starting to really shine, and I'm hoping this is going to be his season. Feeney is now all good, so if we put Terrace on the right and bring Feeney in, and Feeney plays as central back defence. O'Halloran plays as a central back stopper. Cool. And then Terrace, I think he can play better as a support. Yeah. So I think Adrand plays better as a no nonsense. Yeah. So we'll play that as that, and then Vaughan. Lot of interest in Vaughan. People kept coming in with offers, but low offers, so like 1.7 million and stuff. I tied him down to a contract without a release fee, a release clause even, and he's going to be probably one of the young players we lean on quite heavily this season. We're playing our new boy Lee in midfield alongside Simmons, and then Mwamba, because Lewis Potter went and got himself injured for 6 to 7 weeks. This season is going to be his season to prove he needs to stay. Lewis Potter, we had a 17 million bid for him and I declined it. I said no, we want to keep him because he's an important player for us. If this season he doesn't perform, next season I'll be accepting bids above 10 million for him, probably. If they come in. Boyd Mwamba hopefully will be able to start performing on this left midfield role. And we've got Vince Krause and Afalobi up front. Obviously we've got Trafford in goal and Gunter in the backup place. Ruffin has had quite a lot of interest, but he's actually said, I don't want to go anywhere, so that's quite nice to see a player who actually wants to stick around. And technically I think he is much better than our other left back, Adrade, so we're gonna play Ruffin. I think it makes more sense to play him. We need to put our best team forward, don't we? We've got Ramsey on the bench, but good to have that sort of depth to be able to play Ramsey off the bench if Lee's not having a great game. We've got Hugo and Bonucci for up front options, Taylor for midfield options, and Stevens and Adrad as defensive options. So I think overall I'm quite happy. Jack Scott is a player which I'm keeping an eye on because he actually played a couple of international games recently for Northern Ireland. So he's definitely going to be a player that I might be switching in. But as you can see, we've got really good depth now that when we want to switch out players, we have quality players to switch them in. I think we're a little bit light on central defence still, but I don't want to bring anyone in just yet because I can't find the right person. So I think we've got the good building blocks for a team. It's just they need to start playing together, getting used to each other, because the cohesion is just average at the moment. Once they start playing together regularly, that will definitely go up. We've got quite good atmosphere, quite good managerial support. So overall, like the actual morale and happiness is quite good at the moment. So I'm hoping it's going to build during this start of the season if we have some good results. On to the season. We're going to go to the championship. You'll see that our first game is against MK Dons, and it's now. So let's jump into this first game. We've already gone through what the squad is. A lot of new faces, so a lot of debuts were thrown out, but hopefully they're going to perform and we're going to get a win on day one. So let's go. Alright, so let's, I want to be impressed today, and then go out there and make a difference, go out there and make a difference, go out there and make a difference. Let's kick off and see if any of our new boys can make an impression. Okay, first chance is a free kick from Simmons, headed down and bouncing all over the place, but nothing happens. Lee now has it, plays it to Vaughan, over to O'Hanlon, who's quite far forward for a central defender, but then Feeney plays it up. Oh, poor pass by Feeney, and now Archer's in behind. Chance for the keeper, Trafford. Ooh, first chance of see how good Trafford really is, and that was a good save. But we still have a corner coming in and headed over, and we survive. Okay, so 39th minute in, and we have a goal kick. Feeney's taken it out. Long ball forward. Poor from Feeney again to give the ball away. Through to Archer. And Trafford down and saved. Superb play by him. Ooh, I'm thinking that Trafford might have been a good signing. Okay, let's have a look and see what's happening at half time. 0-0. 4 shots on target. 4 shots, 2 on target. 11 shots by them, 6 on target. It's been not many shots, but holding possession. I don't really like that. So Ruffin's not playing great, and everyone else is playing okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we're in a position where we deserve to be, and improve it. Show me something better in the second half. Yes, perfect. And then tactics. We're going to take Ruffin off and bring on our new boy for another debut, and see if Adrada can do something a bit different than what Ruffin's doing. So let's start the second half and see what can happen. Okay, so free kick in a really good spot. Simmons is standing over it. Takes it just over the bar. We don't really have a free kick taker at the moment. That is a problem that I am aware of. So we've got some tired legs out there. Just trying to think who I want to take off. Vaughan's not playing great. We can bring on Taylor for him. And then I do kind of want to give Bonucci a chance to do something. So Lee, although he's tired, is going to have to play out the rest of the game because we're out of subs. Let's see if we can do something a bit different. And actually, it's 70 minutes. I want to go attacking and give him an encourage. Let's do this. Okay, so there is a chance straight away from while I was changing all that over, and it's for MK Dons. They're playing around. Lovely save by Trafford, but they still have the ball. Come on, lads, on your toes. Let's not give away our first game of the season. I feel like we've got enough about us to lovely block to give away the corner, but stop the danger coming in, and nothing comes from that corner. Okay, throw in terrace to Bonucci to Taylor. Long ball forward up to Afolabi. Afolabi? Oh, I mean, Afolabi's not really been... if I had enough money, I would replace him, but we don't have enough money to find a decent replacement, so he's just going to have to be our striker for this season, but I'm not crazy about it. And it ends 0-0. Trafford put in an amazing performance. That's good to see for our new goalkeeper. Looks like he might be fairly decent. The issue we have is we're not getting any goals. And Bonucci didn't have a great game. Vince Krause didn't have a great game. Afolabi was wasteful with his shots. So yeah, that's something we're going to have to look at, and maybe in January we can fix by getting rid of some of the strike force that's not scoring. But it's only the first game, so maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Maybe we give them a bit more of an opportunity to get some goals in the start of the season, and maybe it's just a settling period for a lot of them. But yeah, I don't like what I saw from the team. I want to see us winning. So looks like everyone else looks motivated by that. And to be fair, our defence played fantastic. So that's one thing we can take away from it. We have a solid defence. We didn't lose. We got 1 point, but it could be better. Okay, so I did actually notice as well, Simmons is injured, which is why we have such depth, because we do seem to have some injury-prone players. So we're going to leave him to the physio, which means he will miss the next game. Trafford got a debut on his clean sheet. Got a clean sheet on his debut even. So amazing start for him. We also had Vince Krause, Lee, Adrade, and O'Hanlon and Taylor all getting their debuts as well. So not as impressive for these guys, but still happy with them having a slow start if it means that we can kick it off a little bit more later on. I'm just trying to find positives here. So we're going to go forward now. We're going to skip ahead to the Fleetwood game, which is in the Carabao Cup. So we'll be jumping ahead now to that game. Another thing, just quickly before we jump over to the next game against Fleetwood, um, Terrace is getting so much interest at the moment. We keep having offers, but they're all just for 1.8, 1.9 million. And I think he's even got a release fee of 6 mil. If anyone wants him, they can just do that. But he's not going anywhere. I've already told everyone that. He's not even interested in joining anyone else. But they just keep putting in the offers. I don't understand why they keep trying when I keep saying no and like saying it's not enough. But yeah, he's going nowhere. He's actually our captain now. He's a superb player for us, so I'm hanging on to him while I can. But yeah, we're on to the next match. Okay, we're at the Fleetwood game, and a little bit of a risk. We're going for like kind of a secondary team because it's so far close to our last game. It's only like 2 or 3 days since our last game, so we've gone for quite a different team. But this is what I'm talking about with depth. Is actually it's not as weak as you would think. Like last season, it was like we've got Trafford in goal. We're going to keep him because we want to keep him with experience. We've got Scott, Egan Riley, Pollock and Andrade, so the defence looks quite different. Then we've got Vaughan, Ramsey, Taylor and Sandar, there you go. This is the guy who I signed and he doesn't look as good as I thought he was, so we're just going to have to wait and see if he plays any good this game. Then we've got Bonucci and Hugill up front because of our tired legs elsewhere. We've got quite a few tired people on the bench, so hopefully we won't have to use those guys. But yeah, that's the team we're going to go for. It should be a game we're going to win. So typical Football Manager style, we're going to lose this, aren't we? It's just the way it is. It always happens. But let's jump in and hope that we can progress to the next round of the Carabao Cup. I'm not really sure if a win is on the cards here. Like I think we're probably just going to get through to like the next couple of rounds, and then that'll be our lot, because I think Premier League teams play in the Carabao, so we'll struggle to get through quite far into this. But you never know. It's a cup which I would like to win. We got the FA Trophy. I'd like to have a bit of a silverware collection, you know. So the first chance is a free kick to Fleetwood, but it's just ballooned over, luckily. Now another chance is to us. Taylor has the ball in the middle. Good ball up to Vaughan. Vaughan puts it into the middle. No one attacking there. What's going on? That was a perfect cross in for someone just to put their head onto it, and there was no one in the middle. It's a bit disappointing. Okay, Kenneth Taylor, long ball forward again. No one looking like they want to get onto the end of that. And now Fleetwood are on the attack, pushing forward down the left-hand side for them. King has it, plays it forward to Hill. Plays it to Hitchinson, Hill. Come on, boys, let's put a foot in, shall we? Don't just watch them the whole time. Great ball over. What a save by Trafford. Oh, man. I mean, I was thinking that like Lee or someone, or Kraus might be our signing of the season, but I think Trafford might be if he keeps up this sort of performance every game. Ramsey with the ball forward to Vaughan. Vaughan puts the ball kind of in, but Sandar gets it. Taylor, Pollock, Ramsey, long ball forward up to Sandar. Oh my goodness, he was offside anyway, but that would have been a way to prove me wrong, wouldn't it? Getting a goal on his debut. Cross in, but nothing from it, and now they're on the counter attack with Hutchinson. Get a tackle in. Well done, Vaughan. Beautiful. Scott plays it to Egan Riley. Egan Riley all the way back to Trafford, to Pollock. Pollock to Andrade? I think it's Andrade. Sandar to Taylor. Andrade to Pollock. To Ramsey. Beautiful passing. Bonucci. Look for Vaughan. There you go. Vaughan's now on the wing. We've got a lot of chances come from this, but no one's been able to score. So Hugo back to Vaughan. Headed out. Headed back in. Bonucci. And a goal. What I'm talking about is Bonucci is starting to look like he might want to start playing good football for us. He's my man. I signed him last season, and there was a lot of question marks over why I signed him. And I just know that he's going to prove me right over the next couple of seasons. He's going to be our go-to striker, I think. Because he's playing that holding role, that deep lying forward, and he's still getting goals. He's a good player. Ball in from the corner, headed just over by Hill. It would have been disappointing to concede straight after scoring. And it looks like we're going to get to half time 1-0 up, which is good, but also we are playing Fleetwood. We should be more than one. And a pleasant surprise is Sandar is actually playing really well on that left-hand side. So, I mean, he might be our cup player, because our left-hand side is Boyd Wamba, I think it is. I can't remember his name now. And Lewis Potter. And Lewis Potter's injury prone, and Boyd Wamba is quite tired all the time. So I think maybe he might be our cup go-to. Vaughan's not playing great. I might take him off for Fevier, because Fevier is pretty good from what I remember last season. So I think he might be the one change I make. I think everyone else can stay the same. And then we're going to say, well done controlling possession. That's what we want. I don't like the don't get complacent. It seems to get people demotivated when we say stuff like that. Okay, so first chance of the second half. It's a throw into Fleetwood. Maybe I should have said don't get complacent, because, oh well, I'm Pollock. There you go. Slightly concerned when it's a chance to the other team, because I'm not confident with this team yet. With Kings Lynn, I felt like if there was another chance, we still had a chance of winning the ball off them and getting it, but I don't know Hull quite as well yet. So it's a little bit more nervy, but it looks like we're holding the ball well. We're doing what I like to call is scribbles football, is passing the ball around, getting comfortable with it, wearing them down, and then getting ourselves a good shooting opportunity. Sandar over to Ramsey, through to Hugill, and there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully not offside. Oh, you're joking. It was offside. I thought it might be. From that pass, look at him. Hugill just couldn't time his run. Disappointing. Oh well. But that's what I'm talking about. That sort of passing move. Superb from the lads. Long ball forward. Luckily the header on was too heavy and it just goes back to Trafford. Pollock now has it to Egan Riley. To Trafford, to Pollock. A nice little pass and moves. Come on, we don't want to lose it around here though. I tell you what, Kenneth Taylor with those passes out to the wing, he's a good one. Ramsey gets it from not a great pass from Fevier. Back, again not a great pass, but Ramsey manages to make the most of it. Egan Riley to Scott. Scott to Ramsey. Ramsey to Egan Riley. To Ramsey again. To Hugill. Hugill to Taylor. Hugill through to Sandar. And Sandar gets himself a goal on his debut. And all of my, oh, he's not that good, why did I sign him? And he's gone and scored a goal on his debut and played fantastic all game. He's on a 7.1, and that's not even including the goal. Is it? Oh, 7.7 now. Flippin' heck. He might be something special. Who knows? Maybe that star rating doesn't mean as much as we think. Okay, another chance. Ramsey has the ball on the outside of the box, plays it into Bonucci. Bonucci plays it out to Taylor. Taylor back to Pollock. This is what I like. We don't rush the ball into the box. We have really nice build-up and then through. And what a save by their keeper. Fevier nearly got himself a goal there, but a really good save by their keeper. Taylor puts it in. Egan Riley heads it down. And Fevier again there trying to get himself a goal. And then a poor pass and it's lost. So we're just going to pause it there, because it looks like we've got some tired legs. So Taylor and Ramsey are exhausted. So I'm going to bring on Lee, and Vince Krause apparently is our best bet. I'm not sure if he is. Where do you play? Central midfield attack. Very attacking midfield, then we don't have any defensive midfield options. But I think that's probably... Or should I play Mwamba? No, we'll play Vince Krause. We'll give Vince Krause another little run out. He's my go-to guy. Hopefully he'll put in a little bit of a performance today. Didn't really give him long enough to, though, did I? Let's be honest. And that is 2-0. So a much better performance, although it is against a team a league below us. Hugill, unlucky not to get a goal. Bonucci got himself a fantastic one. And Sandar, I mean, man of the match performance? Not quite, because Trafford got an 8.0, 2 games, and he's been absolutely outstanding. He's my go-to keeper from now on. Trafford, I'm so glad we signed you, because there were question marks over him or a couple of other goalkeepers. So fantastic signing for us. Ramsey and Taylor played really well as well. Taylor is definitely one of my faves as well. So well done, lads. Good win for us. We progress through the competition, which is a positive. I'm not sure actually. Let's check the vision on how far they want us to go in the competition. Third round minimum. And what round was that we just played? First round. So we've got to play another 2 rounds to get to where they want us to be. Well, we got past the first one. That's a positive. There will be a lot of League 1 and League 2 sides in the second round, which means hopefully we'll get one of those and it'll be another easier game. And then hopefully the third round will just be a championship side and we might be able to get through that as well. We're hoping for easy games to get through. Sandar scores on his debut. Love it. A lot of people who were like, what a terrible signing, are going to be eating their words now. Or humble pie, should we say. And Trafford playing an absolutely fantastic game as well. So overall, a pretty decent start to the season, I would say. So let's have a look and see where we're going to come back. I'm not going to come back that quickly for the Carabao Cup. What I think we'll come back for is probably West Ham and Middlesbrough. They're 2 sides which are really high. Like West Ham are predicted to win it and Middlesbrough are quite high up as well. They just got relegated from the Premier League. So I think those 2 games are going to be very interesting. So we'll go for those 2 games, and then after that we'll probably come back for like the FA Cup third round. So Nottingham Forest, and have they done that to us again? They have. 1st of January and the 5th of January. Like 4 days in between 2 games. Last time we played Norwich and someone else here, and we beat Norwich 1-0 and then lost by like 4-1 because none of our players were fit. So that's going to be an annoying bit. So yeah, we'll come back next time for the West Ham Middlesbrough game. We'll play these games off video and see how we're doing with the start of the season. Not a loss yet. We're not losing yet, which is a positive to take from this whole video. And the whole new look team will need time together to get their cohesion together. We're already up to good. So it means that once we get up to very good, we'll be playing superb. Trust me. So thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and come back next time to see more. And I will see you when I see you.